The mountain tool in RPG Papermaker is easy to use, but difficult to master. Mountains you create are composed of border width and height, with each property being divided between squares and pixels. There are multiple ways to draw with the tool, but for now we will cover the basic three. Creating terrain with the square measurements is the most streamlined and uniform of the three. To change the type of terrain you can create, make sure you are using the mountain tool, then alter the numbers within the border width and height properties. Setting the border width to 0 will create perfectly flat-sided cubes, often used to create raised platforms, such as cliff sides or mountain ledges. Keeping the border width and height at a 1-to-1 ratio will always give you a 45-degree slope for the player and NPCs to walk on, often used for creating hills of various sizes. Having the border width greater than the height will give you low terrain with very gradual inclines, while the opposite will give you tall terrain with very steep inclines. Creating terrain with pixels is similar to creating with squares. However, this option is for those that want more variety and less uniformity. One square measurement is equal to 16 pixels, meaning that a terrain made with a border width and height of 1 square is the same as a terrain made with a border width and height of 16 pixels. This opens up a plethora of possibilities, as now you can create terrain of varying height and width. For example, if I create terrain with a border width and height of 1, I get a small hill that can be walked on. However, if I create terrain with a height of 16 pixels but a border width of 4 pixels, I now have a small platform with slightly rounded sides. This method of terrain creating allows for greater diversity in your map designs. The final way of creating terrain is by combining the use of squares and pixels. This is perhaps the most challenging of the three methods, for if you decide to alter terrain later on, you will need to remember the exact measurements you use to keep your terrain consistent. With time, effort, and a bit of planning, you'll be able to create eye-catching designs that will help your map stand out from the crowd. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, or leaving a comment down below. This has been Sid from Digital Container, and I hope to see you next time.